Secure, contain, protect. This is the motto of the SCP Foundation, which aims to keep us safe from objects which defy the laws of physics. These anomalies usually remain forever unexplained. Sometimes, however, objects are considered anomalous at first, but after some testing and research are shown to be entirely non-anomalous. In this SCP Exploration episode, we explore the top 5 explained SCPs. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel with notifications on, so you don't miss any of our upcoming Exploring SCP videos, as very soon we are exploring the identity of another very famous SCP entry. Also, we've created our own Discord server where you can get to know us, discuss SCP theories, and even get sneak peeks for our upcoming videos, so make sure to join using the link in the description. Number 5. SCP-1933. Object Class Explained. SCP-1933 was originally thought to be an unidentified aquatic creature, measuring an estimated 6 to 8 meters in length, residing in a redacted lake. SCP-1933 was always reported to have been dark blue in color, possessing a long, smooth neck and tail, a serpentine head, and numerous leaf-like protrusions running from the base of its head to the end of its body. Details regarding the lower half of SCP-1933's body were largely unknown. Sightings never included the creature beaching itself or revealing the lower half of its body. The entity was theorized to reside in an underwater cave, as it wasn't reported to possess gills. Reports from sightings state SCP-1933 actively avoids boats in most situations, but has occasionally attacked solitary humans entering the lake. However, SCP-1933 has been, in almost all reported sightings, deemed to be a misidentified common occurrence, such as a large piece of driftwood, large eel or fish, or simple unreliable testimony. Recovered footage of SCP-1933 can also be easily explained by photo or video manipulation, or intentional staging to simulate an SCP-1933 encounter. These non-anomalous explanations are, however, refuted by claims that SCP-1933 possesses a mimetic effect that causes those who become aware of it from any method except first-hand experience, including documentation, personal testimony, or video or photo evidence, to become extremely unwilling to consider its existence. This includes finding flaws in a subject's testimony that are not actually present, seeing wires, animatronics, or photo manipulation where none are present, or verbally shutting down conversation regarding the SCP. This was theorized by some to be a defense mechanism designed to keep potential prey from becoming wary of approaching the lake. While this caused significant delay in documentation and observation of SCP-1933, it also ensured civilians do not become aware of it and allowed more effective containment and research. SCP-1933 was reclassified to explained after a group of researchers led by Dr. Reynard contacted MTF ETA-10 See No Evil, claiming to have more evidence on the potentially cognitohazardous entity, which would be demonstrated to them over a private internet live stream. ETA-10 personnel viewing the livestream reported that the researchers had constructed an animatronic to resemble the entity they were referring to, which rose out of the lake and dragged under the carcass of an elk. These researchers were quickly located and brought in for questioning. Dr. Reynard was reprimanded for abuse and waste of Foundation resources. However, Dr. Reynard was then discovered to have been drowned in the same lake roughly a week after the reclassification of SCP-1933 to explained in an unrelated boating accident. The location of the boat used by Dr. Reynard is unknown, and there are no reports of Dr. Reynard buying or renting a boat prior to the incident. SCP-1933 is officially classified as explained, and the official story is that SCP-1933 was an animatronic from the beginning, which was why the researcher was reprimanded. However, It is entirely possible that the entity was real the whole time, and the animatronics that MTF observed were due to the mimetic effect of SCP-1933. One thing is certain, however. Despite being classified as explained, SCP-1933 remains highly mysterious. Number 4. SCP-711. Object Class Explained. SCP-711 is an adolescent male, first contained in the 1960s, claiming to have been born in the 21st century. Currently, no signs of anomalous temporal activity have been detected around the SCP. Items originally in the possession of SCP-711 show technological advancement beyond current human capabilities. SCP-711-1 is a small, compact electrical device that appears to have been originally constructed as a mobile form of a telephone, with the ability to send and receive radio signals simultaneously. SCP-711-1 has a display similar to a television. However, microscopic examination of the display following disassembly has shown that it is composed of several hundred light-emitting diodes. The display also shows the ability to respond to direct contact. SCP-711-1's power source is a highly compact battery that the mysterious individual claims to be rechargeable. SCP-711-1 shows several features in its display, including the ability to play games, a calendar, and a calculator. Also included is a small but functional keyboard that slides out of its compartment. A small camera is located on the backside of the device, which may be used to take colored images that are then stored on the device. SCP-711-2 is a wristwatch powered by an incredibly compact battery. As opposed to traditional analog display, SCP-711-2 displays the time of day in a direct numeric fashion using a digital display. SCP-711-3 is an electrical music-emitting device that SCP-711 refers to as iPod Nano. SCP-711-3 contains the same display functions and electrical components as SCP-711-1. The device appears to have a high storage capacity for music and cinema, which may be infinitely reproduced through interaction with the device. SCP-711 has also, in the time it has been contained, successfully predicted multiple political events such as the election of Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and the war in Iraq and Vietnam. SCP-711 has expressed knowledge of these events, claiming he has already seen them unfold. One specific doctor of the Temporal Anomalies Department quickly realized the individual was not anomalous, but had been sent back in time using anomalous means, and requested his return back to the point in time from which he claims to have been displaced. All requests have been denied. After 711 had finally died, the exact time and place he was displaced was also found, and the two seemed to match perfectly. To this day, it is still unknown whether this was a coincidence. Number 3. SCP-1094. Object Class Explained. SCP-1094 refers to a planet located in the E56834 system approximately 104 light-years away from Earth. It has a radius of about 8,600 kilometers and a mass roughly 22 times greater than that of Earth. SCP-1094 was discovered during routine observation of celestial bodies in the outer Milky Way galaxy. It has an appearance similar to that of a human eyeball, comprising of a dark central circle and a surrounding yellow ring. As there was no other information on it at the time of discovery, it was designated as anomalous, as the physical appearance seemed too similar to an eye to be explained otherwise. 3 years after discovery, a Foundation probe named FT-2935 was launched on a set course for SCP-1094, estimated to intersect with it within a few hundred years. Upon landing, the probe split into 2 different compartments, named A and B. The A probe was set to land on a portion of SCP-1094's bare surface, while the B probe was set to land on the yellow ring. After conducting several tests, the dark central circle of the impact area was found to be comprised primarily of ash, graphite, and other debris, while the surrounding yellow ring was composed of sulfur and iron oxide. All aforementioned materials are common after impacts with other celestial bodies, which was accepted as a plausible explanation for SCP-1094's appearance, and the planet was deemed explained. The majority of SCP-1094's surface below the debris was composed of white, fine-grained granite and several mountainous regions, suggesting previous volcanic activity and erosion. During analysis of its surface materials, however, the probes detected large amounts of deceased extraterrestrial organic matter. Analysis later showed an advanced intelligent civilization was living on the planet, which led a life similar to ours, lived in cities and rural communities, used farming, and had a similar educational system. The only major difference discovered was that the unknown creatures were capable of flying. Analysis showed that the planet impacted with what was described as a dull white ball with jagged veins pulsing throughout. The white ball impacted on an ocean, as oceans were also abundant on the mysterious planet, causing an immense tsunami which naturally destroyed all living organisms on the planet, and also led to its current physical state, a state that is certainly hard to imagine occurring naturally. Number 2. SCP-1548 Object Class Explained. SCP-1548 is an unidentified object approximately 24 light-years away from Earth. The object, originally thought to be a star, is significantly brighter than any recorded so far, and periodically emits bursts of ionizing radiation. Initially discovered in 1949 at an observatory in Chicago, it was noticed that many of the pulses recorded formed a Morse code. The first transcribed read, "Death for all undeserving." All messages received so far have been aggressive, involving the death, destruction, and humiliation of the human race. SCP-1548 possesses a highly erratic axis, with its orientation changing at any given moment with little perceived order. This has led researchers to believe that it is rotating very quickly and randomly. From this axis, two twin jets of ionized radiation are emitted in seemingly random pulses. The radiation from these streams is much more concentrated than the radiation emitted throughout the rest of SCP-1548. The anomaly communicates through Morse code using these radiation pulses. The messages SCP-1548 sends out are incredibly random. While multiple distinct messages have been recorded, these pulses account for less than 1% of the total pulses emitted by SCP-1548. No distinct pattern has been discovered for when SCP-1548 is simply pulsing at random and when it attempts to communicate. More detailed measurements later indicated that SCP-1548 poses a large and immediate threat to the planet. Due to the proximity and intensity of the bursts, should either of the streams happen to be pointed directly at us during a burst, the radiation would retain enough energy to make it past the heliosphere and subsequently devastate components of our planet's atmosphere, namely the ozone layer and magnetic sphere. All life on Earth would then be completely at the mercy of any and all ionizing radiation from both space and the Sun. Current estimates indicate that such an event would result in a total collapse of most of Earth's ecosystems. It was later realized, however, that SCP-1548 is a naturally occurring phenomenon, named a pulsar by scientists. Many other similar space bodies were discovered afterwards, all non-anomalous. Furthermore, the threatening messages received from SCP-1548 were deemed flukes, which is why the object has been reclassified as explained. SCP-1548 is a perfect example of just how anomalous something perfectly normal can appear with a little bit of luck and timing. This also goes to show that objects that perfectly adhere to the laws of physics can also be deemed scary SCP entries, and that maybe the Foundation should attempt to contain such instances as well. Number 1. SCP-8900. Object Class Explained. SCP-8900 is a complex phenomenon affecting the human perception of colors, which seems to be spread by physical contact. It can be photographed using certain newly developed techniques. However, the process of photographing the anomaly seems to result in faster spread of its effect. This is because more physical material with SCP-8900 leads to more physical contact and thus faster spread, which is why making such photographs is considered inadvisable. SCP-8900 is currently uncontained and theoretically uncontainable, as no method has been discovered to reverse its effects. It first began to appear in the mid to late 1800s as a side effect of certain photography techniques, but was restrained only to the photographic plates themselves. However, it quickly began to spread over to other material and even to humans. Naturally, the SCP agency tried to quarantine all affected material and humans. However, as all containment needs to be physical, during the containment efforts, SCP-8900 spreads to the Foundation staff and facilities themselves. The SCP Foundation also attempted to create an opposing infection to reverse 8900's effects. However, all such attempts have failed. The spread was classified as uncontainable and irreversible, and in a document written by an O5 member, it is said that SCP-8900's effects have become so widespread they are now commonplace. The natural blue of the sky is said to have been replaced with a gross and unnatural shade, and the green of trees also corrupted. SCP-8900 has brought ruin down upon the entire visible spectrum, and something very rare has happened. The Foundation has been overrun. This leaves the O5 Council with only one option: to activate the Inui Protocol. The SCP agency releases Inui 5, a powerful amnestic, on a global scale. Only the photographs not affected by SCP-8900 will remain to tell the truth. Explained SCPs often describe objects which appeared anomalous at first, but have been explained with normal technology. SCP-8900, however, says that something we take for granted, the way colors appear, is an SCP, and that colors originally appeared black and white. This leaves us wondering how many other daily normal appearances are actually uncontained, dangerous SCP creatures in the SCP lore. This concludes our video on the top 5 explained SCPs. So which explained SCP was your favorite? If there are any other explained SCP anomalies in the SCP Wiki that you think we should have included, make sure to share them with us in the comments. Please make sure to leave a like if you enjoy our SCP videos, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, as very soon we will explore yet another famous SCP origin. We also have many more interesting top SCPs videos coming up, and we plan on starting SCP Containment Breach gameplay videos in the near future. And as always, we will see you in the next video.